It wasn't long before Harold heard a frantic fluttering of wings above him. He looked up and saw a brightly colored parrot circling around, clearly lost and distressed. "Hello up there," Harold called, waving his purple crayon. The parrot swooped down and perched on a branch just above Harold's head. "I've lost my way," the parrot squawked. "I can't find my flock, and this jungle is too dense for me to navigate." Harold smiled, holding up his purple crayon. "Don't worry, I can help." With a few quick strokes, Harold drew a clear, winding path through the thick trees, leading the parrot toward a clearing. The bird chirped happily, following the path with ease. "Thank you," the parrot squawked as it flew toward the clearing. "You saved me from being lost forever." Harold waved goodbye to the parrot, feeling a warm sense of satisfaction. He realized that the jungle, though beautiful and full of life, could be confusing and overwhelming for those who didn't know the way. But with a little bit of guidance, anyone could find their path. As Harold ventured further into the jungle, the sounds grew louder. The trees seemed to close in, and the shadows grew darker. Suddenly, from behind a bush, a sleek jaguar appeared. Its golden eyes locked on Harold, and its tail flicked back and forth. Harold felt a shiver of fear. He knew that jaguars were strong and fast, and he wasn't sure what this one wanted. The jaguar stepped closer, its eyes narrowing. "I'm so hungry," the jaguar growled softly. "I haven't eaten in days, and this jungle doesn't seem to have much for a predator like me." Harold, thinking quickly, realized the jaguar wasn't angry, just hungry. With a swift motion, he used his purple crayon to draw a feast of fruits and berries, something he knew the jaguar could eat without harming the other creatures in the jungle. A pile of bananas, pineapples, and juicy mangoes appeared before the jaguar. The jaguar's eyes widened in surprise. It hesitated for a moment, but then began to eat the fruit eagerly. After a few moments, it looked up at Harold with gratitude in its eyes. "Thank you," the jaguar purred. "I never thought fruit could taste this good. You've spared me from a very difficult hunt." Harold grinned, feeling relieved. He had learned that sometimes, even those who seem dangerous just need a bit of help, and perhaps a new perspective. Harold continued his journey, following the sound of rushing water. Soon he came upon a wide, rushing river that cut through the jungle. The water was fast and fierce, and there was no bridge in sight. "How will I get across?" Harold wondered aloud. Just then, a small turtle appeared on the riverbank. It looked up at Harold and said, "I've lived by this river my whole life, and it's never been this wild. The current is too strong for any creature to cross safely. Something is wrong." Harold thought for a moment and then used his crayon to draw a large, sturdy dam further upstream. As soon as the dam appeared, the raging river began to calm, the water slowing to a gentle flow. The turtle sighed in relief. "You've done it," the turtle exclaimed. "Now all the animals can cross the river without fear." Harold smiled and nodded. Sometimes all it takes is finding a way to bring balance. With the river now calm, Harold was able to draw a simple boat to carry him across. As he paddled to the other side, he couldn't help but feel proud of the way he was helping the jungle and its creatures. On the other side of the river, Harold encountered an old elephant standing alone, gazing up at the towering trees. "Hello there," Harold said, approaching the elephant cautiously. The elephant turned its wise, gentle eyes toward Harold. "Ah, young one," it said in a deep, rumbling voice. "You've brought change to this jungle. I've lived here for many years, and I've seen how the balance of nature can sometimes shift. You have a great gift." Harold tilted his head. "A gift?" "Yes," the elephant replied. "Your crayon has the power to create, but it also carries great responsibility. Everything you draw affects this jungle. You must use your gift with care, thinking of all the creatures and how they live together." Harold nodded, understanding the weight of the elephant's words. "I'll be careful," he promised. "I'll make sure to use my crayon to help, not harm." The elephant smiled, its trunk swaying gently. "That's all anyone can ask for, young one." With a soft farewell, the elephant turned and disappeared into the jungle, leaving Harold with a new sense of purpose. As Harold continued deeper into the jungle, he noticed the trees growing closer together, their branches forming a thick canopy overhead. The sunlight barely pierced through, casting the jungle in shadow. He felt a sense of mystery in the air, as if something important was waiting for him just ahead. Following his instincts, Harold used his crayon to draw a lantern, lighting his way through the darkness. After a few more steps, he found himself standing before an ancient stone temple, half hidden by vines and moss. Curious, Harold approached the temple and saw strange markings on the walls. He didn't understand what they meant, but he knew there was something valuable inside. Not treasure made of gold or jewels, but something far more important. With a deep breath, Harold used his crayon to draw a door on the temple's stone wall. The door swung open silently, revealing a hidden chamber. Inside, he found an old, weathered scroll resting on a pedestal. Harold carefully unrolled the scroll and saw it was covered in symbols and pictures. Though he couldn't read the ancient language, he felt the message deep in his heart. The scroll was a reminder of the balance of nature, of how every creature, every plant, and every river was connected. It spoke of harmony, respect, and the importance of caring for the world around you. Harold realized that this was the real treasure of the jungle, the understanding that every action has consequences, and that true power comes from using your gifts to protect and nurture the world. With the jungle's mysteries unraveled and its creatures helped, Harold knew it was time to return home. He had learned so much from his journey, and he knew he would carry these lessons with him wherever he went. Using his purple crayon, Harold drew a path leading back through the jungle, past the calm river, the grateful jaguar, and the cheerful parrot. As he walked, the jungle seemed to whisper its thanks, the trees swaying gently in the breeze. Finally, Harold drew a door to his bedroom, stepping through it with a sigh of contentment. He looked down at his crayon, knowing that though this adventure had ended, there were countless more waiting for him. And as Harold drifted off to sleep that night, he dreamed of the jungle, its creatures, its mysteries, and the lessons he had learned about responsibility, balance, and kindness.